and they tried to take that. They didn't even have a reason why. They just said community guidelines. So I really want people to be aware that this is going down. Oh, I'm better off just closing the dang thing anyway. That it is happening. So, can we get the hearts pumping? The hearts pumping. Please. And thank you. I appreciate you. My backup account is JustNene 2.0. JUSNENE 2.0. It has about 180 something thousand followers. Just saying, if you can't find me here, I will be there. Okay. Two things can be true. Thank you, Kim. We've got a lot of stuff going on. I know y'all want me to talk about Charlie, but I saved Charlie for last because then we have more important news than Charlie. We got way more important news than Charlie. I'm just saying. There's a lot more going on. So, oh, we already there. Damn, y'all move quick with these hearts. Oh, good morning, people in YouTube land. How are you? This is not one of my shirts, but I believe in it. Thick thighs, thin patience. That is definitely me, especially when it comes to the thighs. All right, so let's get to the good news. Hey, cuz, what's up? So I told y'all that Nepal was in a damn frenzy. Thank you. Nepal's citizenships, their Gen Zers, they were attacking the capital. They burned down the capital. They got the prime minister to resign. On top of that, they attacking the politicians now. The politicians in Nepal had to be hung onto ropes, had to hang onto ropes and be pulled from the ground by a helicopter. They had to be freed by helicopter. It's like 8 of them hanging onto ropes. Like a full movie, hanging onto ropes, getting evacuated because the citizens want everybody and their mama. I thought it was a movie. I really did. I thought it was a movie, but the video is them hanging by, like 8 people hanging by ropes and being pulled off by a helicopter. I'm sorry, I'm not in Die Hard 3. You gonna have to come get me another way. I am not hanging on to a goddamn rope that's attached to a helicopter. That's the only... Oh. No. Because damn it, they wanted everybody. They wanted the prime minister. They wanted his wife. They wanted the politicians. Now, I don't know who's running the show in Nepal right now, but it looked like everybody is saying, fuck it. We don't want none of y'all. Now, I don't think we can take I don't think we can take a book from their page. I don't think we can do this here. I don't think we can get away with this right here. Now, I do love the way they did it, but we have to think about it. Nepal is like one nation. United States is a nation, but we have states. Every state would have to get activated at all their capitals in order for this shit to go down. You get what I'm saying? Every state actually has, they own shit. So everybody would have to get activated at one time to do what Nepal has done. That's just, honestly, if you bring it in my house, we're going to have a problem. Whatever you caught, don't you bring it in here. I'm sorry. Emerald is doing her thing. And I don't know what she caught, but she better not bring it in this house. I don't have time to chase her. Not today. Not today. I don't have the patience. It ain't funny, y'all. It ain't funny. She brought a lizard and a frog in my house. I ain't with the shit today. I don't have time. Not today. Okay? Let us pray. Hey, Celeste. Let us pray. Don't bring that shit in here, Emerald. I promise to God. Sassy, get your ass in the house. Get in your bed. Do not follow around your sister because you're going to get in trouble just like her. She sat down on her little chair. I'm just saying, stop laughing, y'all. That shit's not funny. Okay. I just cleaned and mopped my house. I ain't got time for this shit. Okay. There are churches still in Gaza. And of course, y'all have heard the news of Israel telling Gaza's residents they need to resign. Yes, a lizard and a frog. Well, there's a Latin church in America, in Gaza, a Christian church that says they are not leaving. They're not leaving. They're going to stay. I know there's a spider on my wall. I'll put it there. It just came out. Hold on. Y'all got me jumping the gun. Hold on. CNN breaking news. How do you know he's a Republican? I don't see that. I'm looking for updates. I don't see that. Y'all got me jumping the gun. I need official statements. I don't see that. I need an official statement. I'm trying to stay focused. My ADHD. Free Palestine did that shit. His parents are Republicans. He's nonpartisan. Registered as an independent. All right. So, he ain't red. His family's a Republican. He's an independent. He's an independent, which means he could go either way. Who did he vote for is the question. Who did he vote for? I don't give a shit about who he is. Who did he vote for in the election? Because that is what's going to matter. All right, let me get back to the goddamn news, y'all. Y'all messing me up. We're going to get to his ass later. He is not my main priority. Okay? Now, the Christian church in Gaza, they're not evacuating. They're going to stay there. And I'm going to tell you right now, if that church is taken out by Israel, a Christian church by Israel, all hell is going to break loose. Okay? So the parish priest of the Holy Family Latin Church in Gaza, Father Gabriel Romani, has confirmed that the church is sheltering 450 displaced people, including the elderly, the sick, and children. He stressed that they will not leave the church despite the evacuation orders issued by Israel occupation forces in the residence. If they hit that church, I hope they don't, because that is going to set shit off. Candy baby, stop sharing. Stop sharing, Candy. That's too much. Slow it down. It's spamming my damn account. I already got a hit list on me, okay? Yes, I do believe that if they do that, the Vatican will step in. I firmly believe that if they do hit that church, it's going to be a whole nother situation. It's going to be a whole nother situation, and I personally, I don't want to see that happen. I don't want to see that happen. If it does, I don't want to see that happen. I don't want to see a priest in a church. Yes, a Catholic church. I don't want to see that happen. But if it does, yeah. On some more messed up news, Israel has captured, I want to make sure I have this correct, because they have captured almost, I think about, let me make sure I have the right amount of people that they have taken. Over 1,500 people. Israel occupation forces detained over 1,500 Palestinian residents in Tulkarm. I think it's Tulkarm in the West Bank. I don't think they got out in time. They have taken there. Since noon of yesterday, military forces have conducted a widespread arrest operation in Tulkarm, detaining more than 1,500 people. The campaign included raids on private homes, commercial shops, industrial facilities, and involved stop and seizing individuals in the public streets. They've got them lined up walking like this, shoulder to shoulder. They are literally, somebody said if they don't evacuate, it's on them. Yep, you're one of the people that's going to go straight down, baby. Y'all not staying up here. When God comes, y'all going to be the first ones to hit that, boop, going down. Yeah, so there's no military intervention. We don't know where these people are going. We may not see them again. We may not even see them again. And I know that's not right. But that is what's going on. Do y'all remember, what's her name? It's a little girl that used to make dishes in Palestine. She's a Palestinian girl, Chef Renaud, who went viral for cooking videos in Gaza. She is gone, not dead. She's gone though. They evacuated her. She's in the Netherlands. She's in the Netherlands, and but she had to leave her family behind. She's in the Netherlands, but she had to leave her family behind. I know that was hard for her. Her brothers and sisters, her mom, her dad, they all had to stay. I don't know how she was able to get out, her by herself, but she's safe. So I am happy about that, because I was watching that happen. And I know she probably feels a little bit of, she has to feel some type of way of having to leave her family. But she's in the Netherlands and she is safe. Can't say that for everybody, but she is safe. Jesus. It's a lot of kids that still need to get out. It's a lot of kids that still need to get out, and they're not safe there. But whatever's happening, I hope it keeps happening. I hope children keep getting out. But there's stuff coming out of Libya. Libya has issued a warning over reports of a meeting said to have taken place between Ibrahim I can't say that name, a national security advisor, and the son of field and the U.S. president. So it looks like Libya is having conversations with the U.S. president. God dang it. I know y'all not cutting my shit now. Shut up. Sorry. I can't think why they cutting grass and shit. There's plans to move Palestinians from Gaza to Libya. They are urging the leaders of Libya to reject this claim. Now, at first, it was Egypt. Then it was an African country. Now it's Libya. Libya said no. You need your own show. I'm too problematic to have my own show. Yeah, so Libya said the Mafadi said that if these reports prove to be true, it would be a disgrace and shameful for people of Libya to accept. He urged the government of national unity to clearly and publicly reject such move. You see that Trump is trying to move these people no matter what. He wants that land. He wants to turn that shit into a resort. He actually wants those ports. He wants those ports. Before all this shit happened, Palestine was beautiful. It was beautiful. Gaza was beautiful. The West Bank was beautiful. Gorgeous. Very beautiful. And now they're trying to demolish everything so there's nothing left for these people to go to. They're evacuating people left and right and telling them they keep pushing, they keep pushing, they keep pushing. And now they're trying to push them completely out. But no, if no country accepts them, then what is the end result? I'm asking. If no country accepts them, then what is the end result? What will happen to these people if no country wants to take them? That is my ultimate question. If nobody takes them, then what is the end result? I don't know. I have no. Of course, but the EU said they're not doing a G side. No one wants to put that on them whatsoever. So some local news. I don't know if y'all saw a viral video of a student recording her teacher saying that she is teaching illegal gender ideology at Texas A&M. It was a white girl. It's always one of them. The teacher kicked her out of the class. She said you could leave. Now that teacher has been fired. So, a viral video appears to be filmed with a hidden camera by a student during class focused on children's literature. According to our president, there's only two genders. This is what she said. According to our president, there's only two genders. The student says, alleging that the instructor very much goes against not only myself, but a lot of people's religious beliefs. Fuck religion when it comes to education. I'm going to have to restart this live in YouTube. Hold on 1 second, y'all. Okay? Don't be in my business. All right? We not doing that. We not doing that. Okay? I ain't releasing shit. Mama got to have a life too. Anyways, back to the we only focus on the news here. We don't focus on shit else, okay? Gossip, tea, and news. My personal life does not go on display. Okay? Her voice changed. All right. Back to the news. Y'all get on my nerves. I'm trying to stay focused, okay? Okay, I'm trying to stay focused. Okay, let me stay focused, okay? That ain't the real tea. That's not the real tea. That's not the real tea, okay? Yes, I have a different. I'm not reading these comments no more. I'm going to focus on the news. We're going to get back on track, okay? So y'all getting on my nerves. Shut up. Okay. If you're in YouTube land, please tell me if you can hear me, and please comment because I need to know if you guys are still available to make comments. If not, I can restart. Okay, you are. You will not tone police the host. You can't go. Thank you, Risa. All right. So the instructor, I said fuck religious beliefs when it comes to education, and I mean that, okay? Religious beliefs go nowhere near education. Religion and education should not be brought up in the same unless you go into a Catholic school, okay? So neither the student nor the instructor appear on camera in the video, except for which begins when the instructor talking about a recap of gender and sexuality that we bring from our last class. The student interrupts and is heard insisting that the lesson is not legal, and I don't want to promote something that is against our president's laws. You white. See, these kind of girls right here, if there was a black girl in the room, she would have told her to shut the F up. I really think sometimes black women are needed in certain settings to shut them up. Because if I was in that room, I would have shut her up. That is the problem. We're needed in certain places just to catch females like this. Because she got that lady fired who's an educator, who's been doing this for years. She got her fired. The instructor can be heard dismissing the accusations as misconception. Last Tuesday, Texas A&M University President Mark Welch III posted a letter shared on X saying that following the considerations of the facts related to the situation, he directed the university provost to fire the instructor involved effective immediately. I want to know who this little white girl is. We need to start bringing back public shame. And she wanted him. She wanted him. I want to know who she is. I would not let her. You know what? These are the kind of parts and places I believe bullying should occur. A lot of people have not been bullied in their life, so they come out and they're very out and proud and loud and wrong. We need to bring back bullying to certain instances, because I don't think enough people in these generations have been bullied. I don't think enough of them have been bullied enough to just shut up, because this is an education setting. We may not agree on everything, but we still need to know what's going on. This is why they've taken out all the things that matter when it comes to education, because education evolves your brain. It gets you thinking in multiple areas. It doesn't seclude you to one thought process and one thought process only. And that is the problem with the Republicans and the Republican Party and MAGA. They only want you to think one way. They don't want you to venture out and learn anything else. And that girl is a product of that. That girl is the product of that. Now, we have a problem. Republicans in Missouri, they're about to gerrymander the state. I told y'all yesterday, they are trying to gerrymander as many states as possible so they can keep the seats in the House, so they can keep the House come midterms. So, Republicans in Missouri are pushing a gerrymandering map, and Democrats are pushing back. The Missouri House passed a new congressional map, reducing Democratic congressional seats to just one. But the Courier takes a look at how it can be stopped. So, the existing map has 2 Democrats, 6 Republicans. They're trying to add a seat to the Republican side, only giving them one seat. Missouri House Democrats don't have a lot of leverage to prevent Republicans from pushing through a map this week that would make it much harder for the U.S. Representative Emanuel Cleaver to win a re-election. But it's likely that the initial vote Monday afternoon on redistricting will provide opponents with a potential way to prevent the new map from going into effect. Y'all have to remember, when y'all gerrymandering a state, sometimes you open up that state for more people to jump in and actually run. And I know a lot of Republicans are not educated enough, so they're going to vote white and red. But I'm going to be very clear. Republicans, you lower class, middle class Republican voters, they're not doing nothing for y'all. They're not doing anything for y'all. They have not passed any legislation that is helping y'all in any way. They have destroyed actually things that y'all need, like health care, a tax cut, housing, Medicaid, Medicare, gas prices, food. They have not passed anything to help the lower or the middle class yet. And Rupert Murdoch, the billionaire millionaire, says Trump's policies will kick in next year and everything will be great. So we got to wait till next year. While he's destroying the country now. We have to wait till next year while he's destroying everything now. Great. Yeah, that sounds great. Now, in Brazil, the far right group in Brazil is now using the American flag as their new symbol. What? How the fuck did... Y'all are so conditioned that y'all are now using the American flag as your symbol. You're Brazilian. The fuck? That's the... Oh, Jesus, my brain. It's a sickening. It has to be it has to be a sickness. It has to be a sickness for a whole nother country's political group to use the American flag as their symbol. Brazilians' Independence Day has become a moment of the country's nationalist right-wing movement to take to the streets and protest the left and hoist the Brazilian flag. This year, it carried the American flag as a nod to President Trump in a sign of the U.S. flag shifting global image. So y'all use the American flag to spread hate. I don't fuck with the American flag. If I go to a neighborhood and there's too many of them flags flying around, I'm in the wrong damn place. I'm in the wrong damn place. Brazil, y'all do know he don't like y'all ass, right? It don't matter if you are white. You're still Brazilian. You're an immigrant. You're a foreigner. He don't like y'all. Like, hello? That's common sense. They said the flag was also a message to right-wing demonstrators protested the expected conviction this week of former President Jair Bolsonaro on charges of planning a coup. And his supporters have adopted the Stars and Stripes. President Luiz Salvalia posted photos on Sunday of a large Brazilian flag being carried at the Independence Day parade, writing, "Our flag is Brazil and the Brazilian people." That's what I'm talking about. Y'all cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. The hell? There's no way in hell I'd be flying another country's flag to make a demonstration unless I'm burning that hoe. Y'all Brazilians, y'all know y'all closer to black folks than anything, right? If let me make something very clear. If it was up to Donald Trump and his people, you would probably be in bondage. I said it. You'd probably be in bondage. Oh, can somebody do me a favor? Go to my page and see if you still see the post "Goodbye Charlie." Just let me know if it's still up, because people are trying to attack that post, saying that it was, I don't know. But let me know if you still see that, please. Somebody go there and check and say, yeah, I still see it. No, I don't. Speaking of, you still see it? Yeah. Okay. So, in Tarrant County, Texas. Okay, thank you. In Tarrant County, Texas, 3 Palestinian solidarity activists are facing hate crime charges and graffiti. They said FUCK Israel, I love Gaza, free Palestine on a wall. Prosecutors are attempting to name the state of Israel as a victim. This is why I said yesterday, the only people that have protections in this country are everybody who is white-leaning. Asian people have protections in this country. They got a whole bill to protect them. Israel now has a whole bill protecting them. Black people still don't have no fucking protections in this country. We still ain't got no protections. But Israel has protections. They don't even go here. They don't even go here. We've been here since the inception of this fucking country. We still don't have any protections. And the little protections that we did have, Donald Trump rolled back. How the fuck? I don't want to hear about no more black people being unalived by white folks. I really don't. Please don't put that shit in my thing. At this point, I can't take it. That is triggering me. But now they're facing a hate crime. Attorneys warn this case goes beyond the Tarrant County 3, expanding hate crime laws meant to protect people, not foreign states. And I hope they win that case. Because we're not supposed to protect the fucking state. That ain't even our shit. It's not even our shit. Black folks and people of color and people in low income areas, including white people, you may want to pay attention if you have students that are trying to go to college. College boards, which administers the SAT exam, quietly eliminates the tool designed for admission officers to find low-income, high-achieving students. I'm going to read that for you again. College Board, which administers the SAT exam, quietly eliminates tools designed for admission officers to find low-income, high-achieving students. Straight A's, above 4-point-something GPA. Extracurriculars out your ass. The College Board, the organization behind the SAT, has announced it will no longer use its landscape tool, a data dashboard meant to give colleges content about an applicant's school and the neighborhood. The decision was made quietly and comes after the Supreme Court ruling of 2023 to end affirmative action in admissions, which had pushed schools to look for other diversity measures. Originally launched in 2019 as an advisory score, later renamed Landscape, the tool included details such as the median family income, local crime levels, and rates of single-parent households. And white people, y'all do have single-parent households, okay? However, it left out racial information. Get this. It left out racial information. So all they were looking at was the proximity to crime, the income of the parent, and if the parent was single. Everything else is gone. So it left out racial information. While the goal was to provide a race-neutral way of understanding a student's background, some critics argue it ended up benefiting applicants from wealthier families in neighborhoods experiencing gentrification. They said research in 2022 showed that Landscape had only a small impact in increasing admissions offers for disadvantaged students. Let's see how this works. Let's see if it helps or hinders come next year. Let's just see. A black man has taken the CEO spot of Taco Bell. First Red Lobster, now Taco Bell. Sean Trevant has been named the CEO of Taco Bell and the CEO of Yum Brand recently. He's in charge of 8,000 locations. Mm-hmm. Okay. I don't even eat Taco Bell, but all right. I want to see what he's going to do with it. I want to see what he's going to do with it. It said that Sean has pushed the brand into new frontiers. Taco Bell is expanding its offerings far beyond tacos, leaning heavily into chicken, now making 40% of its menu orders, up to 25% just earlier last year. The chain has plans to make chicken nuggets a permanent fixture in 2026, aimed in doubling chicken-related revenue up to $5 billion. Now, I'm just going to say this shit. It better be like some Mexican chicken. I want some Mexican seasoning on that chicken if you're going to do chicken nuggets. I don't want the chicken nuggets that I see at Burger King, McDonald's, all that shit. I want some Mexican chicken. It's Taco Bell. I want that shit spicy. I want all the spices at the jalapeno. I want some Mexican chicken. Don't be throwing out these goddamn nuggets and thinking that that's going to work. Something just bit me. I got a mosquito in here. Damn it. Some fajita chicken. Yeah, something like that. Oh, the taco pizza was good. When I used to eat Taco Bell, it was good. Bad news. Well, It depends on your opinion. Now, I'm going to say this shit right now. Before I drop this little bit of news, if you disrespectful in my comments, my mods, block them. I'm going to say this right now. After I drop this news, if you say anything slick, your ass will be blocked. And don't DM me. Don't DM me asking me to get back in, because you won't. After 16 attempts, the Texas legislature succeeds in banning transgender people from public bathrooms, with the second offense fine of $125,000 for institutions that disobey. The bill, which Republican Governor Abbott is expected to sign in the latest slew of anti-trans measures, passes in the state. And the most recent anti-trans bathroom bill passed by the states in recent years. 19 states already have some form of transgender bathroom ban, and Texas has weighed more than 16 such bans over the past decade. It's crazy how less than 1% of the American population is being targeted so bad. Less than 1% of the American population is being targeted, but white Christian nationalists is not being targeted. The KKK ain't being targeted. They're allowed to march in the streets as a hate group in cities and not be arrested, because that is a form of harassment. That is a form of harassment. People have been unalived by these groups and what they do. Y'all remember what happened in Carolina? That girl was ran over. Ran over. Hate groups are allowed to go rampant. But a person comfortable with their body and who they are can't piss in the stool that they identify with. I'm just saying. Georgia. We got somebody running for governor. If you're in Georgia, pay up. An Atlanta state senator hoping to become Georgia's first minority governor in history officially resigns from his seat Wednesday. A letter outgoing Governor Brian Kemp, Jason Evans, I think it's Estives, formally notified Kemp of his resignation. So we got a black man running for governor. His name is Jason Estives, Esteves. I don't know much about him, but I am going to be looking because I'm in Georgia. Now he's going to be running against Keisha Lance Bottoms. So we got two black folks running now. Now we know the little lieutenant governor, he going to be running for governor because he wants Kemp's spot. So far we got the lieutenant governor and we got two black folks, a woman and a man. Let's see what's going to happen. 2026 midterms is going to be woo. So, there has been a polling that has just come out, and Americans are uneasy at Trump's moves to expand his presidential power. Are we shocked? I mean, we're not looking for a king. It's supposed to be a democracy, right? Sorry, I said white. Michael Thurman, yeah, he running too. So let me look at this so I can just make it a little bit bigger. I love that my screen has touchscreen. Y'all can just zoom in. Okay, so controlling police in my city town. Ooh. 62% said no. 25% said yes, and 13% I don't care. Controlling museums and theaters. 59% said no. 10% said yes, and the rest is in the middle. Said interest rates and direct companies were to manufacture goods. 57% said no. 16% said yes. Controlling police in large cities. 57% said no. 29% said yes. Requiring universities to pay and change policies and funding. 44% said no. And 30% said, yeah, stop looking at my food because you're not getting that. If you only came up here to get my food, you're not getting that. You ate this morning. Okay? Didn't I just, you gonna make me discipline you in front of people. You want to pluck? Stop. So it looks like he's not doing really well in the pollings, which I am not surprised, but it is what it is. Qatar says it will begin legal action against Israel on the attack on Doha. So Doha has started taking all necessary legal measures against the Israel aggression. Minister of the State of Foreign Affairs, Sultan bin, I cannot say the rest of his name, told the 8th ministerial meeting of the Russia Gulf Cooperation Council and Strategic Dialogue in Sochi, they getting ready to act stupid. We have been subjected to Israel's aggression. They claimed innocent lives in violation of the international norms. And we want money. Basically. We want money. Where's the baby cat? She on the porch getting some sun rays. She getting some sun. The Koreans are being shipped back from the Hyundai plant. They're being shipped back. But get this. Get this. Trump wanted them to stay. He said they were good workers. Trump was trying to fight to keep them. South Korea said, nah, bring my people back. We ain't doing this shit. Bring my people back. So now you want to keep people when it comes to your pockets. But people that were already here, that were good workers, had to go. I'm going to tell you right now, if South Korea pulls their manufacturing from here and they stop shipping shit here like my Korean skincare, if Anu goes bye-bye, we're going to have fucking problem. I'm being dead ass serious. If my Korean skincare is pulled off the shelves and they're no longer sending it here, because that's how I keep this shit going. I use all Korean skincare products. And Samsung too. If they decide they don't want to do shit here no more, I'm going to be, ooh. And I'm in Georgia. I'm going to go find that little white woman. I'm going to be pissed off. Because the products that are made here in America don't do shit for my skin. Anua does this for me, okay? It's their products. Don't fuck with my skincare. Shoot. It's gonna piss me off, y'all. Now, the shooting that happened in Colorado at that high school, we have one little girl who's in critical condition. We have one that's already passed away and have one in critical condition. Her name is Sophia. She's 12. And she was hit in the head. I'm sorry, no. This is not Colorado. This is the Catholic Church in Minneapolis. This is the Catholic Church. Shit. There's been so many, I can't keep up. This is the Catholic Church. That baby is still in critical condition. She's fighting for her life. She was hit in the head. The doctor says, I hope someday we can get it together through the politicians' thick skulls that this is terrible. You know what? I know this may sound fucked up, but I'm going to say this shit. When and if this happens again, the parents, I know how hard it may be. The parents need to do an open casket. Do what Emmett Till's mother did. Let them see what gun violence does to babies in this country. Let them see it. Because they're not seeing it. They are not seeing it. They just see the caskets. Let them actually see it. see it. I know it'll be hard, but let these politicians see what's happening to these kids. Because Columbine, all those babies had closed caskets because their bodies were so mutilated. I would put that out there so it never happened again. Let us see it. Let us see what these automatic weapons are doing to our children. You can't unsee that shit. I cannot unsee Emmett Till. I cannot unsee that. It is time for people to actually see what G violence does to these babies' bodies. How a bullet can destroy so much out of a 12-year-old body. That is something you can't unsee. I would put it in the fucking papers. I will let everybody in the world see it. So there's no hiding behind rhetoric. There's no hiding behind laws. There's no hiding behind anything. All you see is that picture. You can't unsee that. And you cannot rationalize, and you cannot make excuses. No one can make excuses after seeing Emmett Till's body. Nobody. Nobody could make excuses. Because there was none to be made. And until that is shown with the violence that is going on in this country, we're the only country that can be out-newsed by another school, you know what. We're the only country that is out-newsed by another news cycle of somebody being unalived at a school in the same day. Mm-hmm. I hope Sophia makes it. I hope that baby makes it, and I hope her condition improves, and I hope that she's able to live a healthy life. I really do. That's just me. I do. Israel has taken 7 fishermen off the coast of Gaza to an unknown location. They can't find them. I'm not surprised. I'm just trying to, I'm just letting y'all know they've taken more people. They just picking people. They picking them up off the ground, and they not being seen again. They're not being seen again. Honestly, I'm not surprised. I'm just mad. Yes, this timeline is really trash. It is really trash. But here's some good news. Here's some good news. And I'm shocked to even see this news, but it is good news. Saudi Arabia just took a step forward towards modernizing, as the crown prince is now saying women can choose their clothing without male permission. Modesty will still remain important, but the decision will be up to the women. That is huge. That is huge. That is amazing. That is great. I'm happy that women now have a choice and they don't have to follow behind that man in the decision on what they can wear and what they can't wear. Baby, I ain't think that I'd ever hear that shit. They are now allowed to choose what they can wear. Now, the only thing I'm worried about is their husbands taking retaliation. That's the only thing I'm worried about. I'm worried about the husbands taking retaliation. That's it. That's the only thing I'm worried about. Is husbands being pissed off at this decision and there becoming retaliation. And hopefully the crown prince will set laws in place that if the husband does retaliate, they're set for persecution or something. They go to jail or something. Yeah, this crown prince is pretty progressive. It's pretty progressive. I don't know if this is true. I'm hoping it's true. I don't know if it's true. But the BRICS countries are reporting that Qatari-backed proxies in Gaza, Tusani, Syria, and Yemen prepare to strike Tel Aviv. This was 5 hours ago. I don't know how true it is, but I've been saying this shit for days. From my mouth to God's ears. I don't know, but Qatar-backed proxies in Gaza, Tusani, Syria, and Yemen are prepared to strike Tel Aviv. According to BRICS News, Israel will face new front wars with Africa, Hamas 2.0, and the Middle East. Baby. I hope so. I hope so. It's time to get the bully. I hope so. It is time to get the bully. In Yemen, another BRICS News headline, Yemen armed forces demands $500 billion from Qatar to wipe out Israel. I'm going to say that again. Yemen said, you run us $500 billion and we'll take out everybody. $500 billion and and Qatar got that money. Let's not play. Qatar has that money, baby. I'll do installment plans. How do you want it? Can we install over 10 years? I'm just asking for a friend. I'm just asking for a friend. Can we do that over 10 years? Qatar got the money. Let's not play that game. Qatar has it. I'm just saying. Can we donate? Can we donate? I'm broke, but I'll donate whatever I have left after paying bills and buying groceries and, get my feminine products out. I will donate to that contribution. I'm just saying hello. I will donate to that that shit. I'm not lying. If this is true, can I get it? Can I get in on that? Well, remember I was telling you what was going on in Brazil with the flag? Well, the ex-president has been convicted of attempting coup and leading an armed criminal group. He's been taken down. He faces 25 years in prison. He faces a 27-year prison sentence after 4 out of 5 Brazilian Supreme Court justices find him guilty. This is Trump's friend. This Trump best friend. Baby, you going to jail. He mad he lost the election and tried to do a coup. Like Trump tried to do in 2024. He divided the country and now it's time to put his ass down. People like that, they're not there to serve the country. They're there to serve their own interests. Because once my time is up, I'm out. I've done my part. I've done what I had to do. I'm gone. But people like that need to stay in power because it serves them. It's not like they're serving the country. They're not there for the people. Because if you're there for the people, if the people reelected somebody else, then move the fuck out the way. Because obviously you weren't doing the job that you needed to do. So let them go. Let them cook. Trying to make sure I get all of the Florida is inching closer to be an open carry state. Florida is inching closer to be an open carry state. And police say they will no longer arrest people that have open carry. Like, we need more of that shit. I'm just saying, they going the wrong way. We need stricter laws, not worse. Florida of all places. Baby, I ain't been to Florida. I have not been to Florida since Trump's first election. My ass will not step in Florida. I bullshit you not. I will not go to Florida for nothing. I don't give a fuck. No. I've not been to Florida since 2020. I have not. And I won't go. Nah, I'm good. I'm good on that. Nope. I'm good. Y'all, whoever lived there, y'all are conditioned to be there. I can't go to that shit. I can't. I can't. No. And I used to be an avid Universal girl. I go down there and go to the Bob Marley Club and have a good old time. But not no more. Especially this shit. You think I'm gonna go there and it's an open carry state? Nah, you got me messed up. Now, for people that actually care about civil rights, I got a little emotional when I saw this. So Joseph McNeil was one of the 4 students who held a historic sit-in at the segregated Woolworth's lunch counter in Greensboro, North Carolina in 1960, where they challenged segregation by peacefully sitting at a whites-only counter and refusing to leave when denied service. He was laid to rest yesterday. Thank you for your service. Thank you for fighting for us. Thank you for protesting silently for us. Thank you for enduring that humiliation and that pain. Thank you for not retaliating. Thank you for setting the example. Thank you for helping us progress. These are the type of people that I would expect to get the Medal of Honor. These are the type of people that is supposed to be considered a hero. He put his body on the line. He could have died. If you tell me about 3 more black children being unalive yesterday, you about to lose your privileges here. I told you not to say that shit to me again. It is triggering. Y'all don't know what fucking trauma is. It is triggering to constantly hear about black bodies being unalived. I don't want to hear that shit. Now, this man was a hero. But you won't hear Donald Trump speak anything about him. You won't hear Christians saying he was a great person and he was a good hero and he did great with his life and his life meant something. You won't hear them say that. You won't hear that. Instead, now we're going to get to Charlie Kirk. Instead, you have people wanting to honor Charlie Kirk by putting his body in the rotunda at the Capitol. They want to honor a racist. They want to honor a white Christian nationalist. The rotunda is where you put presidents that have lost, that are gone. They're giving him, his body flew on Air Force One to come back from Utah to Arizona on Air Force One. He was not a political figure in that way. Immigrants are now being told that if they speak out against Charlie Kirk, they may face deportation. More people are being fired because they're repeating the words that Charlie Kirk said himself. More people are being fired for repeating the same shit Charlie Kirk said himself. They're using his own words and they are firing them. And I hope those people file lawsuits. Yes. They want to emulate, they want him to have a statue. And I'm not gonna cry because I'm hurting. I'm crying because I'm pissed off. They want him to have a statue and they're trying to compare this man to Martin Luther King. Do you know how that feels? Do you know how that feels for a man that literally has spent his whole career dehumanizing and degrading Black people, saying that we should have stayed in slavery, saying that we should have never got our civil rights, calling us every name under the sun, criminalizing us at birth. And you want to compare this man to Martin Luther King? He was a white nationalist. He was a racist. He used Christianity to fuel hate. And now these white people and some Black people want to idolize this man as a fucking hero and want to compare him to Martin Luther King. Are we fucking serious? Have y'all lost y'all fucking mind? Martin Luther King was about peace. He believed in unity. He believed the only way we were going to make it was together. And although I did not agree with all of his beliefs, I respected him. You know how many jail cells that man sat in for his beliefs? Charlie Kirk believed in division. He believed in spreading hate. He believed that the white race was the only race that should have power in this country. He believed that LGBTQIA plus people should be stoned. He believed in live executions. He believed that women should not have the right to their bodies. He believed that women shouldn't vote. He believed that Black people were inferior and immigration and people of color should only serve. And y'all want to compare him to Martin Luther King. That makes me so mad because it is just showing us how much this country hates us right now. It is showing us how much these people that we call politicians, these fake Christians, hate us right now. The way they're celebrating this man shows us how much this country hates us. because they are not telling the truth about this man. They want to say him that he was a Christian and he was a father. They want to ignore and rewrite history for this man. And because he debated, he spreaded hate. And he used a mic to do so. He went into universities to debate these people because he knows those minds are impressionable. He knew those minds are impressionable. Charlie Kirk couldn't even graduate college, and he went to a community college with 100% acceptance rate. So this man knew what he was doing. He knew what he was doing. And for everybody that sat on these fucking platforms and cried for this man and said that we should show empathy to a man that literally hated us, who the fuck are you? I tried to leave Dean out of it, but Dean pissed me the fuck off because he sat there and his explanation was, I cried because his family was in the audience. I cried because my best friend was there. I cried because I watched it. Dean, you ain't never cried of a child losing their life in Palestine. You never cried over a black person losing their life in this country. You never cried of an immigrant losing their life. You have never cried for anybody but this white man in this situation. And that's why I don't have no fucking respect for you anymore. You cried for a man that dehumanized everybody that didn't look like you and wasn't straight like you and wasn't a cis male like you, who said it was okay for people to lose their lives by G violence because you know what? We need to keep the Second Amendment around. We need to keep the Second Amendment. So it's okay for a couple of us to be taken. I'm not going to have tears for that man. I'm not going to feel empathy for his family either. His daughters are better off. Especially with a father that says if my child is SA'd at 10, I'm going to force her to carry that baby and take care of that baby for the rest of her life. Now they want to make the man that you cried over a fucking martyr. A man that hated women that looked like me. My skin color, the way I choose to love. Now they want to compare him to Martin Luther King. You want to know why they want to do that shit, Dean? Because people like you show empathy to people who hate people. How are we supposed to combat racism and hate and we show sympathy towards it? How do we do that? You cannot give sympathy to hate. It is impossible. The more you show sympathy to people that hate, the more hate is going to spread because they're going to look at us as weak and not standing on business. And every time y'all show sympathy to these people, they make fucking monuments of them. They get the Medal of Honor. They're compared to Martin Luther King Jr. I am so tired of people asking people like me to be the better person. I am so tired of people asking me to have sympathy for people who hate me. That's one thing I couldn't do that Martin Luther King could. He was a better man than me because I can't do that shit. I cannot give people that. I cannot cry for a man who hated everything that I was or I am and I will be. I cannot cry for a man that used a fucking religion to promote hate. And now you got people going out to black universities that didn't have shit to do with Charlie Kirk and threatening our black children's lives. And you think I'm supposed to give a fuck about that man? You got our children now ducking for cover. We didn't do shit to that man. And every fucking HBCU is on alarm. Southern is closing out the whole weekend. Other universities just started opening back up. And we didn't do anything. We're not even involved in the situation. But you know what? Hate has a color. And white people that are on MAGA's side and people that worship Charlie Kirk and the Republican Party They can't tell who is a leftist and who's a liberal and who's a Democrat when it comes to white. But they can tell black from white. And they're going to use that aggression to attack black and brown people. They're not going to look at their fucking own. They're going to look at us. We're going to be their fucking targets. It has always been like that. And now our children are worried. That shit should not be happening, and it pisses me off. Because they're doing it in the name of Christianity. They're doing it in the name of Charlie Kirk. They're doing it in the name of hate. They only need one thing to pop off. And they're going to go after our kids first. And y'all think that shit is okay. Y'all think that shit is right. That's why that man is a detriment. And that's why I don't care that he's gone. Because when men like that are put and praised up and treated like as if they were good for this country, people like me get attacked. People like me are in danger. Because people who hate us, they only need one thing to pop off. And Charlie Kirk is their pop off. I've seen several videos of people of color working. And white folks coming in talking about, I'm coming after the liberals. I'm coming after the leftists. They're looking directly at the black person. What the fuck is that? They cannot go after their own because they cannot tell if that person is a liberal or a leftist. But they will go after a black person real quick because they know how we voted. I gotta go. I got work.